Hey, Jeannie Lynch coming together today to do a community project all centered on compassion and helping other people get through the holidays who, let's just say, are finding it a little difficult to find joy. And we know those people because they've had the worst year or they've suffered great loss in their life. So unless you've lived underneath a rock, I'm assuming it's somebody, if not you, somebody you know who has suffered loss. I would love to share our insight together on this video by contributing. I'm going to be sharing what I've learned, but more importantly, what I've learned in assisting others for the last 15 years, helping people cope with grief through the holidays. That's my topic. That's my conversation I'd like to have with you today on my channel. Stay watching. Hey, Jeannie Lynch, thanks for staying clicked in. We're having an important conversation around assisting others who are going through the holiday season, well, let's just say not in the absolute best place. And the reason being that they've had a loss this year, and this year has been a really hard year for them. And maybe this is the first or the 10th year that they're facing their holidays without a loved one. But we're going to band together today, and we're going to acknowledge that as a community, and maybe even offer some suggestions to beyond the ones that I'm going to make here on my channel. So this topic is near and dear to me, and just like the holidays, every year I'm reminded of just how hard the holidays can be. So this is to anyone who is going through the first, or like I said in the opening, the 10th, 20th time without your loved one in place during the holidays. Let's just acknowledge our loss. So the first beautiful offering that I would like to make is to teach or bring some awareness that the word acknowledging and grief can be really beneficial and can bring light to those people who are grieving through the holidays. So to acknowledge them through the holidays and literally ask the question, how are you managing your grief through the holidays, and acknowledging that I know the holidays can be hard, is probably right out of the gate the best offering that I have for you. And so I'm going to ask you to do that. I'm going to ask you to acknowledge the person that you know, or if it's for you, I acknowledge you, that might be grieving this year, and never forget, right? So that's the first offering, is just simply to acknowledge it. Okay. The second offering that I would like to make is the gift of time. And you hear that the best gift you can give somebody in your life is the gift of your time. And it could be just sitting. It could be just holding their hand. It could be just being quiet, or maybe it's hours of listening to them talk about their loved one and letting them spend their time with their loved ones in the memory of sharing it with you. That is a beautiful gift. And when I think about the gift of time, I also think it's really important to have the gift of time in and out. And what I mean by that is that if just give them an option not to be where they said they were going to be. Or I'll give you an example. If you know you're having the big holiday party and it's from 5 to 11, why don't you tell them to simply just stop by if they can? Maybe spend 15 minutes looking and seeing people, and then give them an opportunity to leave early. So nobody, and I'm sure if you're grieving, give me a thumbs up, this is true. You can't always plan your grief, right? So you might walk in and, be all well-intended to spend a couple hours at the holiday gathering, but something might happen the minute you walk through the door and you want out. So when I say gift of time on the out, it means giving those people who are grieving an option to get out of the time that they promised you. So giving them an option to not be there, to leave early, to not show up, to blow you off, whatever it is, they need that freedom. So hopefully you'll understand that. Don't avoid, this is one thing that I've noticed, people tend to avoid asking questions around the loved ones, around the holidays, because they're just so worried that they're going to trip you into a trigger, right? And I'm here to tell you today, and I'm almost going to say I'm 99.9% sure that most of the people who are grieving will agree, do not avoid us and do not avoid the conversation of the holidays with us around our loved ones. In fact, I'm going to push you a little bit more to say, tell me, how did you and your loved ones celebrate the holidays? Again, acknowledging them. Tell me the best gift that person ever gave you that you remember, or a gift that you gave them, or what was the last holiday that you had with them. Talk about the holidays. So much beautiful can happen around the holidays, and so much of who we are. Our families gather, they did the same thing every year. A lot of those holiday traditions are completely changed now, right? So let them express themselves by sharing that with you. So my third tip is to just not tap dance around the fact that a holiday is happening, and there might be some memories attached to that. So can you do that for me? I hope so. The next comment or point I want to make, tip number 4, is using social media as an opportunity to connect and to show your support and to show love and compassion to them. If you see somebody posting a post about their loved one, whether it be their anniversary or they're admitting it's the first Christmas without them, and and they're kind of calling out for help, or acknowledging that, or posting a picture, don't just see it on your timeline and move on, right? Could you take a second? Better yet, send them a private message acknowledging their grief again, back to step 1, right? But give people the time that you have, and even if it's a smiley face or a sad face or a heart, the little prayer sign is another great emoji, right? Don't just not see it. In fact, if you are given the opportunity to see the date or the timeline or on the anniversary, would you document that for yourself and send yourself a little reminder so that on that day you can reach out to them? I know from personal experience, those little waves, those little pokes on social media can really be amazing. So use social media, use the platform, especially if they're out there putting themselves out and being vulnerable by showing you what a tough time they're having. Okay, let's keep going. So I got 2 more points. It's a short video today because I really want some of the offerings to come from you, this community, right? So my next thing is to straight up ask them what they need, okay? So that literally means you're going to feel like a bull in the china shop, right? But push forward and say to them, I really would like to assist you through the holidays. Is there anything I can do for you? And if they say no, dig a little bit deeper. I'm sure there is something, even if it's just picking up milk on the way home as you pass their house, okay? Ask them, and then the most important thing is absolutely do it. You get more from assisting somebody in their grief and helping them. I'm remembering a friend of mine sat with me one year and just helped me wrap gifts for other people that I had. I was just so overwhelmed that wrapping was this chore that I couldn't partake in. And that person sat with me, let me share stories about my daughter, and helped me wrap my gifts. That was huge, okay? So those are the types of offerings I'm asking you to make. And then the last offering I have today for the short video is just, suggestions for gifts. It's going to be hard, right? Every gift is going to matter, and the joy, and we're talking about that all today. But if you can see, there it is, the beautiful candle on the back going on right here, that's our Kay candle. Michael's mother, Kay, passed away, and we each got the candle, and we light it on our anniversary, we light it on her birthday, we light it when we need to, right, in the memory of Kay. You can do that. If you're looking for something for your loved one, pick up a candle and put their name on it and say, light this. You can do the lamps. They have memory lamps. You can do a picture with a date on it. And again, acknowledge the death date too. It's just as important as the day that they were born and their birthday. Books are a great example on love and kindness and compassion. The Buddha, let me show you. I have it right here. Great little book, Buddha Doodles. It's all about love and light. Many Lives, Many Masters, another great book. I don't like the title of this, What Happens When You're Dead, but There's so much beautiful information here about the grieving process and about what happens after somebody transitions. So any book you can look up, top 10 grief books, and send out a book to them. Give them the tools that they need to assist them. And then my number one favorite thing that we did for my daughter on her first Christmas was a memory jar. I put it up at the grave, and I basically said to people, don't come here and grieve my daughter, but share a beautiful memory. And I still have those messages today, and they mean as much to me, if not more, on her life. So memory jars are a great example. I hope I've put light on this. I'm only giving you a couple, but because here's the real reason, right? I'm hoping that we can collaborate and we can do this as a community effort. Can you comment below? What are you going to do to get through the holidays if you've suffered loss? Do you have a suggestion? And is there something that I suggested today that perhaps maybe you'll do? Let me know on that too. I would love to hear. I truly do know for a fact that grief can feel so absolutely isolating. And even though you're surrounded by family, you can still feel so all alone. And I know that that loss and that heaviness in your heart can literally feel like someone is squeezing your heart and it's hard to breathe. All that I can acknowledge as you face these holiday seasons, and especially if this is your first or the first decade, all of it matters, right? Because we are facing the holidays. So if you have an offering below that has helped you get through the holidays, would you please offer it up here on social media, and let's all come together and let's join in our unity. Love that word, unity, and show compassion towards each other and recognize, you see it every year, right? Every year there's a post. Not everybody is celebrating the holidays with joy, and we acknowledge that, we understand that, and we just want to assist and help people through the holidays. So this is Jeannie Lynch signing off, asking you to share below, and thank you for being part of my channel, part of my community. I have more grief videos on my playlist underneath my YouTube channel, Grief. So if you found this video helpful, there's certainly more information out there. I love you all, I appreciate you, and wishing you the best through this holiday season. Love and light. Namaste.